Yo, what is going on, guys? My name's Runix, and today I've got another build video for you today. Today we're going to be looking at my personal favorite build, which is going to be a Warden healer. This build just has the potential to put out so much healing over time. It's insane. I've ran with this build through many trials, and it has never let me down. Alright, let's get right into it. First off, into the character stats. Max Magicka is going to be at 32.6k, max health is 17.5k, max stamina is 15.8k. Now, if you saw the Warden tank build I did, you'll notice that the health can actually go up with one passage. So, my max health is actually at 18.9k. Magicka recovery is going to be at about 1800. Spell damage you don't really need to worry about. Spell critical, though, is going to be important for one of our 5-piece sets, which you probably saw proc. My current spell critical is going to be at 41%. If you can get it higher, that's better for the set that just procced. Spell resistance is at 14,000, and physical resistance is at 11,900. All your attributes are going to be into Magicka because this is a Magicka build. And then the boon we're going to be using is the Ritual Stone, which increases our healing done. In terms of food, I just use the Sugar Skulls because it's the best kind of food that there is. Anything, though, that increases your health in Magicka is really all that you need. Alright, so into the skills. The very first skill we're going to be using is from the Restoration skill line. It's going to be Radiating Regeneration. This basically heals 3 allies for 17.4k over 10 seconds. It's a very good power over time, and you might as well keep this up at all times. The second ability we're going to be using is Enchanted Growth, and what this does is it's going to heal allies in front of you, and any allies that are healed gain minor intellect and minor endurance, increasing Magicka and stamina recovery by 10% for 28 seconds, which is very nice to have. We're going to be using Blue Betty because this is going to restore Magicka to us as well as cleanse negative effects off of us. It's very nice to have, and it doesn't cost anything, so you might as well have this up 100% of the time. The next ability we're going to be using is from the Undaunted skill line. It's going to be Energy Orb. It starts off as Necrotic Orb. You're going to morph it to this one because this, instead of damaging enemies, is going to actually heal allies. The last ability on our front bar is going to be Combat Prayer. This is going to be a nice burst heal that'll heal anyone in front of you, but this also is going to apply Minor Berserk and Minor Resolve, increasing allies' damage done by 8% and physical and spell resistance by 1,000, which is very nice to have. And then because one of the 5 pieces I'm using, its duration is actually going to be 11.2 seconds instead of the normal 8 seconds, I believe. The ultimate that I've chosen for the front bar is going to be Enchanted Forest. All this does is it acts as basically another area of effect healing ability. It got very low cost, only 90 ultimate, which is one of the lowest ultimates I believe there is. The reason we're going with Enchanted Forest, though, is because if you heal someone under 50% health with the first initial heal, you gain 20 ultimate, which is very nice to have, and since this is a low costing ultimate, you can almost spam this. Alright, on to the back bar. The first thing you're going to want is Elemental Blockade. I am using the Fire Staff on the back bar, which it's really up to you guys. I couldn't get a Lightning Staff, so I'm just using a Fire Staff right now. But essentially you'd want the Blockade of Storms for setting enemies off balance, because it's just nice to have on your team. The second ability is going to be Elemental Drain. This is going to apply Major Breach to the enemy, reducing spell resistance by 5.2k, and then this morph is going to apply Minor Magicka Steal to the enemy as well, so that way you can restore more Magicka. The third ability on the back bar is going to be Fetcher Infection. This starts off as Swarm. You're going to morph it to this. All this does is it's a simple damage over time to an enemy. Every second cast of the ability deals 50% more damage, and then the flies, when they are attached to something, they apply minor vulnerability to that target, which is just a nice thing to have. So you'll usually want to throw this on the boss or a big enemy. The next ability we're going to be using is going to be Budding Seeds. This is a very powerful heal over time in an AoE, and the allies can actually activate a synergy for this, which will make it heal instantly instead of being a overtime heal. Other than the ultimate, this is the only AoE heal I have on this build, simply because I've chosen to go with more directional heals that are more powerful. such as Enchanted Growth and Combat Prayer. So I only have these as my main heals, and they are directional, but if I need to place down an AoE, I can throw down this, and allies will be taken care of in that AoE. The last ability on the back bar is going to be Expansive Frost Cloak. All this does is this is going to give you your major resistances, which is going to be nice for your team, considering that this is a team-based effect. So if I apply this, every ally within, I believe, 28 meters of me is going to get this armor bonus. And this is a very nice thing to have, especially since now, if I'm running this, other classes don't need to worry about equipping an armored bonus. And in most content, you're going to be within 28 meters of all your allies, so you can almost always keep your team buffed with this. On the back bar, I've gone to just go with the same ultimate on the front bar. You can go with the Resto ultimate if you want. There's a couple other ultimates that you can use. I've just chosen to keep it simple and just use this one on both bars, simply because my goal is to spam this ultimate rather than hang on to it. Alright, now that the skills are done, we're going to talk about the sets. The first set we're going to be using is the Hollow Fang Thirst set. And what this does is it'll add Spell Crit, Max Magicka, and then more Spell Crit. And then the 5-piece, whenever you critically heal or critically damage a target, you spawn a ball of hemoglobin at the location. After 2 seconds, it explodes, restoring 2,000 Magicka and applying minor vitality to you and your group members within 6 meters of the ball for 12.6 seconds, increasing their healing received by 8%. This is amazing to have. It helps your sustain on your team with the Magicka restore, and with our other 5-piece set, this lasts for quite a while. So, with that being said, the second set we're going to be using is Yorvold's Guidance. And what this is going to do is it's going to add Magicka Recovery, 4% healing done, and then increases the duration of all major buffs, minor buffs, and damage shields you apply to yourself and allies by 40%. That is why the Hollow Fang set is lasting for 12.6 seconds. That is why Enchanted Growth lasts for 28 seconds. That's why Combat Prayer lasts for 11.2 seconds. And that is why our armor buff is lasting 28 seconds as well. The monster set we're going to be using is going to be Earthgore. In my personal opinion, this is the best monster set if you're going to be a healer. This is going to add 4% healing done, and when you heal yourself or a group member that's under 50% health, you conjure a blood rain above them, and allies inside that blood rain are healed for 40.8k health over 10 seconds. This effect can occur every 20 seconds. This is a very, very powerful heal to have, and as long as you just have a heal on the target when they fall below 50% health, this will proc. You don't even have to activate it. It procs automatically. So if you hit an ally with Radiating Regeneration, which is going to stay with them and heal over 10 seconds, if this is on them and they fall below 50% health, your Blood Rain is going to activate. You don't have to do anything about it. All you have to do is have this heal up on your allies. Alright, just to see if I can get Hollow Fang to proc, let's go ahead and cast some of the abilities. There it is. So any ally that was inside that radius is going to gain the benefits of Hollow Fang off that. Alright, I noticed a lot of people commenting on my past videos where CP was at, and I haven't been adding CP to these builds simply because I am not max CP. As you can see, I am only 654, but I will start adding CP to the builds, seeing that you guys really want to. So from here on going out, I will add CP on these builds. With that being said, the CP for this build is going to be somewhat like this. I've gone with kind of major Magicka sustain in terms of the green tree. So I have 100 in Tenacity, and I'm going for basically the same thing in Arcanist so I can get the Magicka recovery. I've put a little bit into Tumbling and Warlord just to make it breakouts and roll dodging a little easier. In the blue tree, I've gone with 100 in Blessed, 100 in Elfborn, and then I'm kind of just putting the rest in Elemental Expert. The reason I've gone with this is to increase the critical healing, as well as increasing my healing done flat out. In the red tree, I've gone with 43 in Hardy and Elemental Defender, so that way I just gain some basic resistance, 23 into Thick Skin, so that way I gain some resistance to damage over time, and then the rest of my points I've put into Light Armor Focus as well as Spell Shield just to increase my resistances. Alright, that is going to wrap up this build video. Thank you all for watching this. If you did enjoy, please subscribe and click like for more content. Comment down below what I should do next and what I should keep improving. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.